What is up, App Nation? It is Steve P. Young, founder of appmasters.com. Welcome to our weekly Friday YouTube live streams. Excuse me, that happen at 9 a.m. Pacific, where we break down all the strategies that are working for you in the app space to help you grow your downloads and your revenues. And the most fun part is we actually take a look at your apps too and give you feedback. When we have some amazing case studies of apps that we work with or just watched our YouTube content that's been able to 4x, 10x, 8x their app growth. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about growing your apps through ads, and that's either through monetization or through the different marketing channels that we have. We have a little bit of a scheduling conflict. The guest that was supposed to be with me today didn't hear from him, but that's okay. We're going to try to figure this out, and it happens. Just got to roll with the punches. And so I'm going to it's going to be me again, but we'll break down a lot of different strategies for you. All right. So want to say hi to a few people. So if you're in the comments, say hi. What up, Luke, Joe, Rassi? If you guys got any questions, again, scheduling conflict, things happen. If you got any questions, please send it along your way, my way. Leave it in the comments, and I'll try to answer any questions that you may possibly have. And then we'll spend a little bit more time on the app audits as well and kind of share with you some of the case studies that we've seen. Adrian, we got to talk, dude. I think your app's got huge potential. So let's talk soon, because I don't know how much focus, but let's see. Oh, Lauren says he's waiting. Okay, let me see. He's supposed to show up. All right, so the guy is Lawrence is supposed to show up here. Lawrence? No. Okay, good. Maybe the scheduling conflict won't happen. He'll show up. All right, let's see. Okay, so if there's you guys got any questions, give me a tee up, man. Let's see how it goes. All right. Let's see if Lawrence will make it today, because I'm super excited to talk to him. He's an indie developer. He's been able to grow his business, and we've been working together. And so I really wanted to get his insights as well. But Adrian, let's talk soon too. All right, I'm going to wait for Lawrence to show up. He's supposed to be coming on. I think I have the right link. Let me just make sure I have the right link. Sorry, guys. All right. Yeah, it is already. All right. No questions. Okay. Groovy. Okay, let me get the UI and UX place and the audios on ASDB. Okay, and we're in business. Awesome. Awesome, Adrian. All right, so the main thing that I wanted to talk about was, so when it comes to monetizing with ads, like I think, oh, here's Lawrence. Cool. Lawrence, you made it.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay, man. How you doing? I
All
wasn't
right,
sure if you're
great.
gonna make it or not.
Oh yeah, I was waiting on it.
Oh yeah, were you just in the wrong link? Were you in Zoom or something? But anyways,
Yeah, I
well,
was in Zoom waiting.
I'm glad you're here.
Mhm.
Yeah. So let me do a formal introduction. With me today is Lawrence Peace. He is the founder of Dream High Studios. He's an indie developer, sounds of really great success. And then if you guys want to check out his website, it is dhstudio.net, dhstudio.net, and that is linked up into the YouTube description as well. And here, let me just show your website real quick right here as well. Lawrence, welcome to the show, man. I'm glad you made it.
Thanks. Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Hey, Lawrence. So I know we want to be careful with the type of app that you have, because, and this is, I tell all my guests, like, share what you want to share. Sometimes, people end up copycatting. So we're going to try to be a little bit generic in terms of the type of app you have. But when you're talking about growth with ads, I was assuming that you're talking about monetization, but are you also referring to actual installs as well?
Yes. Installs as well. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you want to
With
start? Do you want to
also
start?
with yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I think there might be a little bit of a lag, but go ahead.
I'll say yeah, also in-app subscriptions, But yeah, we can start with installs.
Okay. talk to me about when you first, you got a suite of apps, but when you first are launching an app, what kind of ad
Mhm.
network are you looking at? An ad network right away, or I mean, an ad? And if so, which one do you like to start off with? What channel?
As far as advertising, are you saying like advertising the app or just the ads inside the app? I
The
think we had a
advertising.
little
Let's start with
delay
the
here. I'm just
installs
trying to figure it
first.
out.
Yeah,
All
let's
the
start with the installs
installs.
first.
First you want to do as far as advertising, we're not talking about A or SO. So, but I like to start off with actually Google. If it's iOS, I like to start off with Apple search ads, Apple search ads. And if it's on Android, Google Play, I would start off with Google Ads. But both are very effective. And also Facebook ads are there, but I cut back on Facebook ads mainly because of the Apple updates that they had,
Hmm.
and it was they saying that it's getting better now, but it works okay. It's not the best, but it works okay. But Apple search ads works better with with Apple advertising any um, iPhone app or iPad app.
Hey, Lawrence, you're cutting out a little bit, but you said it works okay. It's not that great. Are you referring
Okay.
to Google Ads, or what are you referring to?
Um, I was referring to Google Ads when advertising a iOS app.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen similar situations.
So it
Let's
can
talk
be
about the
done.
Google Ads
Yeah,
setup.
it's okay. Okay.
Hey, Lawrence, just talk over me, okay? If
I'm not
there's a
getting a
delay, just
delay.
talk all over me. I will shut up, okay? You're the guest. You're the primary
Okay.
person that I want to learn from.
Okay.
So I will shut up. But talk to me about the Google Ads. Talk to me about your setup and, how you figure out like what's the actual cost per install you're aiming for. But are there any tricks that you can share with us from a Google Ads perspective?
Yes, on Google Ads, if you got a new app, you don't have any data on it or anything. You just start off slow. Like if you're gonna advertise with Google Ads on iOS, you need to have Firebase set up. So Firebase can track the installs, it can track the revenue and all of that. So you need to set up Firebase for Google Ads on iOS. And once you set Firebase up, you can pretty much track. You need about, I say, start off with like $5 a day, for your app, and just over time increase it. You don't know what it's going to cost per install yet until you've run like a series of tests. And also, you got to have some good monetization set up so you can make a profit off your ads, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So once you set all of that up, you have your monetization set up pretty good. You know how you're going to monetize your app. You just want to set up like a $5 a day just to test to see where it is. And also, what you can do is what I always look at the competition. Like you can go use certain things like Sensor Tower to see what type of ads these folks are using, like your competition. Whatever app you have, there's somebody else with this probably with the same, setup or same app, similar apps. You want to see exactly how they are, what type of creatives as far as ads they're using, so you can get an idea. That's what I do also.
Got it. So I'm just going to break it down because Lawrence kind of broke out a little bit, but he said, look, do some research, start with the Google ads. You can start with as little
Mhm.
as $5 a day, and then just to get some data. So Lawrence, when you're doing Google ads setup, I know for us, when we've done it, it's usually the text ads that generally do the best. And then the other thing I
Mhm.
would say is you can put in a cost per acquisition goal. Do you not put in a cost per acquisition goal when you're just getting started? That $5, excuse me, that $5 a
Yeah,
day
I try to
setup?
Yeah, I put $5 a day. I put probably like I may start off like 10 cents per install, like or maybe no 25 cents per install, to see if I can get some installs at that rate. If not, I'll go up. I'll just slowly go up over time to see, how the ad is doing. I start off like 25 cents, 35 cents, 55 cents, and you're gonna could be competing against other advertisers also. So, and once you get enough installs, you'll figure out what the rate per install over about it takes about a couple of weeks. You'll know exactly what your rates will be, and it will vary on seasons also. It's going to be a little bit higher in the fourth quarter because everybody's
Mm,
advertising, and it's going to be lower in the first quarter around January, February. That's when I actually January, February is when I just try to spend as much money as far as ads those 2 months because the rates are down. A lot of companies are not advertising, so that's when I boost up my spending during that between January and March, and then I'll cut back some, and then I'll just adjust it based on what's going on at the time. So
oh, I like that. Lawrence, are you
adjusting
able to get
every 3 weeks or something like that.
are you able to get 25 cents per download? I mean, that seems like ridiculously low. Were you able to achieve that?
On certain apps, yeah. On certain apps, I can get 25 cents. I can get 50 cents, but it's on
Oh, in the
the
US,
the
huh?
um the Android side. Yeah, in the US, yeah, yeah. But it's
Oh, that's
only on
crazy.
certain apps.
That's
And
crazy.
what I noticed that yeah, I noticed that if there's a lot of competition, like in a certain, apps have music, you have entertainment, you have personalization, all of these different categories. Now, some of those categories, when you're advertising, is going to be way more than just a 25 cents install. You're looking at $1, maybe $2. But it's just if you are competing against a lot of other people with similar apps, so it's going to be higher. And then that's when you need to know the monetization of, how you're going to monetize. Like if you're going to spend $1 for a, you're going to spend $1 per download, I say your app needs to be making you at least $2, or
Yep.
three. But you don't really know until you start collecting data and testing things. You don't know what's going to work really. Sometimes you don't know. You just have to test and go over things and just try different things and see what's better. Even try
Love
different
it.
creatives.
Hey, Lawrence, I
Yeah.
got a question from somebody that said, Half-Life Divided, do you have a system or spreadsheet to help determine our max cost per acquisition, mainly for a subscription app on the iOS App Store? The metrics are a bit confusing. So, do you have a
Um,
system that you like to use?
I really don't. I just I don't. I just look at the per day. I try to stay. I look at the what I'm spending per day and how much I'm making per day. And I
Yeah.
really don't use any. I just use whatever Google Ads give me. They have their system set up where they can see it, and then your monetization, whether that be AdMob or whatever ad company you're using or in-app subscriptions. So you'll know there,
Yeah.
and then you'll be able to see, how how profitable you are on what days and you know and what time of the year. So I've been doing this for a while, so I know exactly what time of the year is going to be higher than other times of the year. But yeah, I don't have a
How long
spreadsheet
has
I
it been?
actually use. Yeah,
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for about since 2011, so all
Yeah.
like 11
Okay.
years.
Yeah. Long, long time. Love it,
Hmm.
man. Okay. So I do have a spreadsheet, Half-Life Divided. I also put together I have this. I'm reading all this stuff. I put a YouTube link that has this video that I created what breaks down how to collect all this data. But essentially, this is like dummy data that I put together for one of our apps. But what you can see is, I kind of break down what the App Store Connect numbers mean, how you put this spreadsheet together, and then how you can figure out total revenue. Now, this is just revenue, so it's not proceeds. You want to take whatever you want to minus Apple's take, but then you can get to a rough estimate of revenue per new download to kind of get a
Hmm.
sense of, how much you can pay per download. So all that is there, and then I pasted the YouTube description, or you can just search for it's this one called App Store Connect iOS conversion analysis. So just do that if you're in there.
Great.
Hey, Lawrence, some Ram asked a question that I wanted to get into as well. Do you care about always getting a positive ROI from ads, or do you use them to improve ASO, even if it's like wasted money? Have you seen an impact on ASO, especially on the Google side for Google Ads?
Um, yeah, but the thing about Google Play, and you know this too, Steve. It's like they switch that stuff up so much. They'll switch it up, and a lot of times AOS will work sometimes, but they have like parts that I noticed that they'll put your app on certain. It's kind of like how did I describe this? They'll put the app where you can get free traffic somewhere, or something. They'll say new update or apps you may like, those kind of.
Yeah.
That's the way you get a lot of traffic on the Google Play side, because and what they do is they look at the crash rates, they look at your crash rates, they look at how many your rating, and all of that is adjusted in that. So it's so many factors to me on the Google Play side that it's almost unpredictable when it comes to free traffic, because they'll
Yeah.
switch up 1 minute. Because I know back in the day when I wasn't advertising, and I was probably and I would get a lot of traffic, and then I'll do an update, and I may have some crashes in it, and next thing you know, boom, my traffic is going. So they'll switch that stuff up so much. They want on Google Play side, they want all the best apps to be visible versus the apps that are not. They want the greatest to be visible. So you gotta have
Right.
your product has to be good. You gotta have a lot of good ratings, higher over 4.5, and you can pretty much get traffic. Just make sure you're over 4.5, and make sure you don't have any crashing, and you'll get pretty good traffic from Google Play if you stick to that, you know, to those formulas. Just make sure your product is good, you have over a 4.5 rating, you're not
Mm.
crashing, and you should be able to get some good traffic from Google Play. But other than that,
Yeah.
I like to because I like the ads on I like Google Ads better than you know because I can predict pretty much the traffic that it's more reliable to me than just free, even though it matters. But it's to me, it's just more reliable than trying to get free installs or organic installs versus paid, because it's
Yeah.
so unpredictable as far as organic. You don't know, but I can pretty much know where the ads are as long as I keep my ratings high, and I make sure I'm got good features that users like. I could pretty much predict the installs on with using Google Ads. So
I like that. And that's just playing around with the cost per acquisition goal. You start at 25, maybe you start to see, and then maybe increase the daily cap a little bit. Is that how you're sort of
right.
monitoring this, Lawrence? Hey, I'm getting
Hmm.
at 25. Let's see if I can spend 15 bucks, 20 bucks, 100 bucks a day at 25 cents. And then just analyzing the data and making sure that your ratings stay high, your crash rates are low. I think Google, like Lauren said, takes into account a lot of these like back end metrics that maybe Apple
Hmm.
doesn't take to account as much. And so you probably see the benefits there, along as those ratings and then those crash rates are low.
Right, because if you're on Google Play, and I remember one year I got on a couple of apps, I got a million in downloads, almost 2 million in one year,
Dang.
just organic, just organic, and
Wow.
yeah, that don't happen often, but sometimes I do, yeah,
This is your happy face, Lawrence? You're like, yeah,
yeah,
you know,
hmm
2 million.
yeah. When I see a good, and the thing about it is when I see like I do an update and I see organic installs going up, I immediately
Yep.
try to jack up my paid, because I know that it's unpredictable and you're not going to be there for a while because they could change up something. I'm just saying this on the Google Play side. They can change up something.
Yep.
So I try to jack up the ads during that time. And then you'll know when they change something because overnight, a lot of times your organic installs will just drop. So sometimes it's nothing that you done. It's just something that they saw in their own systems or algorithms, and they wanted to change it
Mm,
to feel like they can make it better for their users. That's all. So that's why I say paid today is better. I mean, it's not better, but you have to have. It's like you won't be able to do business unless you do some ads. It's just you won't make enough. It's too many it's too many apps out there. It's a lot of apps out there, and the company's always constantly changing. So.
yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, Lawrence
Mhm.
has been in the game what more than it's 10 plus years now. So we both started in 2011. Hey, Lawrence,
Yeah.
I want to get into some of these questions too, but I do also want to use this part one to talk about the ads. So we talked about in terms of Google ads for downloads. Now, when we talk
Mhm.
about, I want to talk about monetization. Do you use a mediation source? Like, what are your favorite hacks or tips when it comes to actually monetizing with ads?
AdMob. I like to use AdMob with bidding, and Facebook
Mm,
pays well, and AdMob pays well. So, and then you have AppLovin. Those are the top three as far as advertisers, and after you make a certain amount with Google AdMob, they'll have reps that'll contact you to tell you to do certain things, to increase the revenue and all of that. But you have to be at a certain level in order to get that type of a ad representative with AdMob. You have to be, they'll just contact you out the blue if your numbers are high enough. So yeah, I like AdMob and Facebook ads in the bidding, doing using bidding, because to me they're the top as far as digital advertising out here.
mm.
So those are
Okay.
the
And
main
then
two I focus on.
are there, I heard that, I don't know anything about this, but I heard that you can, with the bidding, are there some things that you can do in terms of like, hey, I want a really high ECPM, so I'm going to ask for this like really high. That doesn't exist. Give me a lower one. Is that how that works with bidding? Can you explain that bidding model a little bit more?
Well, it works like this. Okay, you'll have two ad networks, or maybe three or four. Okay, and when a user comes in, the goal is to find out which ad will pay you the most. That's what it's supposed to do. Which ad is going to pay you the most, and it will show it. It could be from Facebook, it could be from AdMob, or whatever ad network you have set up. So that's how bidding works.
I see. Got it.
Whoever it can recognize the user, and it tries to show the ad that's going to pay you the most.
Are there certain
And
like
it works the
ad?
opposite.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Are there certain
It
ad
works the
units
same way
that
when you
you
advertise, and we have a delay. But go ahead. Go ahead. It's starting to add. Go ahead. Go
all
ahead. Go
right,
ahead.
all right. Are there certain ad units that are your favorites? I know, and I hope you don't mind me sharing. You got some banner ads in your ad apps. You have video ads in your apps.
Mhm.
What are your favorites that you like to start off with?
um, Interstitials. I like to start off with. It just depends on also which platform you're going to be on. Like on iOS, video ads work better. Video ads, as
Mm,
far as rewarded ads, they work real well on iOS. After the user has done a feature, if you got a game after they've reached a certain level, or after um, after they reach a certain level, or after a certain feature, or in order to get to a certain level, you want to put the video ad out there so they can watch it. But they work real good. Video interstitials that AdMob just brung out about, I said, about just January. They were, I was beta testing that for them. So it's starting to work real well. It didn't work, and I told them, I tested it out on iOS, that and it just didn't work well there, but it works well on Google Play. It's kind of like the ads will work better on Google Play, because a lot of users don't do the in-app purchases on Google, on a lot of Android users. You will make more in ads, and it's the opposite on iOS. So
got it.
if you're going to be doing a Google Play app, you may want to focus on ads. You know, so because they will they do pay well on Google. The ads do. You'll probably make more on ads on Google Play, and you'll make more on subscriptions or consumables on iOS because the
Got
users
it.
over there they don't mind paying. Some of them are annoyed by ads and they want to remove them for just a small amount of money. So yeah,
I love it. All right, Joe's got a question for you.
but and it's
Lawrence,
opposite. And I've tried.
approximately,
Go ahead.
you go ahead.
How much
I'll shut
revenue
up.
you need? I don't know. I don't know exactly, but based on some of the reps I've talked to, you need to be over at least 15 to 20 a month over that amount.
Okay.
Before they'll even contact you. If you're over 15 to 20, you can you'll probably get a ad mob rep.
Okay. That was Joe's question. Approximately what monthly revenue do you need
Hmm.
to get an AdMob rep? All right. Adrian asks, hey, Lawrence, how do you price your Android apps? Cheaper than iOS or the same? I'm also wondering how to escape the bad reviews subscriptions with free content always gets. So,
Okay, do I price? I don't price them. Just use free. Just start off. I don't have any. I got like ads or with ad. I've used ads and in-app subscriptions, but on Android, you need to make it as free as possible with ads. And sometimes you may have different levels where you're going to charge a subscription or an in-app purchase, but just depending on what type of app it is, um, you may be able to. Yeah, I would just start with freemium. Free with because
bunch of ads.
it's hard to try to get those people to bring out their credit cards. I'm just being honest. So
Yeah. Hey, Lawrence, if I may ask,
and
and you
yeah.
share what you want to share, but in terms of revenues, you said, hey, Google, I make more from ads. On Apple, I make more on in-app purchases. Are the revenues similar in terms of, I know you're probably getting, you correct me if I'm wrong, but like way more downloads on Google Play. And so have the revenues caught up, meaning like the ad revenue on Google Play equal to the in-app purchase revenue on iOS?
Um, Not yet, because see, the thing is, I have far more. I like got 3 times more users on the Google Play side versus the iOS side. But I can tell you this that the as far as my iOS, the in-app purchases are 3 times more than the ad revenue when it comes to on the iOS feature on the iOS
Got
side.
it.
So,
Got
and
it.
that's yeah.
I love it. Are there now I heard of this trick too way back in the day, and you tell me, I don't know, you give me a dirty look. But are there any different tricks that you're using to get people to, I guess, watch more ads too? Or anything from the ad side, you're like, oh, if you do this, people will consume more ads or blah, 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 blah. Are there anything that you can share here?
Yeah, if you're how can I put this? If you got some features that a lot of people like in your app, I'm just trying to get an example of this. You
I took a
can
screenshot, Lawrence, too,
another thing. Okay, okay.
that we can share.
Another
But
thing
you
you
go
can
ahead. I'll
do.
follow your lead.
Another thing that Google recommended me at my rep, they have this thing called open ads. Like if you got a free app, you can put an ad right at the beginning. And then it'll say you probably seen it, and then it'll say go to the app or it show the ad and it'll go to the app. So that works well. Having a splash page with an interstitial coming right, like if they hit continue and then the ad shows before the content shows, that's another good way. So I think if you can get them in the beginning, if you can get something an ad somewhere in the beginning of when the user because users don't they may click in the ad, they may only be in your app, they may be on your app for maybe a minute or two. So you want to get your
Hmm.
monetization in front of them as soon as possible. As soon as they get in the app, they may see a little bit of your content or whatever, but you want to have either your ad or your subscription page at the beginning, so you can try to capture the revenue as soon as they open the app.
I know
Because
one
that's what
of,
actually works for me too.
I love that. the ad open stuff. I want to try to find an example of it so that we can show while you're talking over that too. But one of the things I've seen for that, a friend of mine told me like way back in the day too, was like if you have content that's locked, like for example, Adrian, he's got a meditation app. So if you want to
Mhm.
lock some content, maybe forcing people to watch multiple video ads instead of one and be like, hey, do you want to either pay for this or do you want to watch multiple video ads to get this type of content?
Um, it just like I say, it just depends. I think that you just need to know exactly your user. You need to know, and you need to read your reviews. So if a lot of users are saying that they don't like a certain ad at a certain, then you change it. But
Mm,
it's a case by case basis, you know. So it's
I
just
see.
going to be depend on what the users, what type of app it is, what features, what the app is doing, and you just have to test it in different. Some people don't mind the ads, but it's on a case by case basis.
I love it. Okay. Yeah, we did an ad mob series all
So
about the ad open. So I'm glad you kind of said the same thing about the ad open. So I really love that. All right. We're gonna put a pause on this ad
mhm.
stuff. We're gonna go into part two, Lawrence, and we start off every part two with some dad jokes. Do you have some dad jokes ready to go? I know you're a dad.
No, no, I don't. Yeah, I'm just
You know?
glad there. I can't wait to school to start back. That's the
All
yeah. So it's the
right.
summertime.
Well, I got some dad jokes. So if anybody wants to compete
Yeah.
with me in the comments, we can compete together. But I will do my dad jokes here. Lawrence, I know it's a little bit of delay, but how was Rome split into two? How was Rome split into two parts?
Uh, I don't know. I was it did it collapse? I guess the Rome collapsed, and
No, Lawrence, with a pair
I
of
don't know. You
Caesars.
got me on that one. Oh, okay. I get it. I get it.
All
Okay.
right.
All right.
All right. Quick tip for on the app open side, app open ads. I experimented. Joe says, I experimented with changing the ECPM floor to medium with positive success. I'm making more revenue and showing less ads. And so I don't know. You know what he's talking about, Lawrence?
Yeah, he's talking about like on the when you're setting up AdMob, there's a section where you can change your ECPM. So yeah, he's
Mm,
talking about when setting it up on AdMob's platform, he changed his ECPM. So I know exactly what he's talking about. Yeah, I just
okay.
keep
Love it.
mines
Great tip.
as what do I have mines? Yeah, I just keep mines to accept any. But some people may have a floor amount or medium, but I accept any prices on mine. So,
I love it. Yeah, it's sort of like why not? And I think to your
but I'm gonna
point,
try. He
Lawrence is
just
like,
said that. All right.
go ahead.
Yeah, I said I was gonna try one. I'll test like what he said. Change it to medium. That's a good. I'll run a test on that soon. So go ahead.
Yeah, I love it. No, so what I was gonna say was I like your approach. Like people on Android are used to this, and Google's got to know this, and that's why this app open ad unit even exists. And so you're like, don't be afraid of
Mhm.
being aggressive with the ads on Android, right? Like, hey, show them right on the onboarding, show them
Right.
every time, like interstitials, and just be aggressive with it because they're okay with it, whereas people on Apple may not be okay with it. So I love that there. I always think
Right.
aggressive is better than being non-aggressive because then you can just modify and scale back. It's always easier to scale back from the aggression. But once you start off moderate and like passive, then it ends up being like people get really mad once you get real aggressive and you're like, oh, like going from really free, all free content to then paid
Mhm.
content, you're gonna get some nasty people. All right. Lawrence, I want to get into some of the apps.
Right.
Amon sent us an app audit. So if you guys want us to take a look at your app, just go to appmasters.com/audit, appmasters.com/audit. And then we've got a long list, but we will get to your app and we'll email you the Monday before we do the line that your app will be featured. So it is appmasters.com/audit. All right, Lawrence, well, let's take a look at this app. I try to find some apps out on Android and iOS to get your knowledge,
Okay.
but Amon has this app lock app. It's a private photo vault. So I've seen kind of a lot of these too. He's got 10,000 plus reviews, 5.0 star
Mm-hmm.
rating, and he wants our feedback on downloads. Where do you want to start?
Okay. Um, AOS. Yeah, ASO. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Yes. So how's he on that part? How's he doing on that
let's take a
part?
look. I'm going to assume he wants to do rank well for this private photo
Okay.
vault app lock. Mm, Nothing too high from I can see. So what I would recommend is if that is the main keyword, I would just lead with that private photo vault or photo vault, just like that number one ranking has
Mm-hmm.
up here. Now, when I have seen like app
Mm-hmm.
locks, they're usually not a photo vault. They're actually like locking apps, other apps, so that other people can't get into it. So I don't know why you call it app lock. Maybe you're trying to go for that high traffic keyword as well. But I would just call it like that, kind of like Keep Safe, which is a pretty big brand, but they lead with private photo vault, and that works better. And then Keep Safe rather than saying Keep Safe private photo vault, because Google with SEO days, everybody has it left keywords are more heavily weighted than the ones on the right. So just gives you a little, it might not move the complete needle, but it gives you a little bit of help, right? Like it might just not get you, propel you to one or the top 10 if you're not already in there. I'm trying to find what's about the app. It looks like there's no like real description about the app
Is he
from what I
running
can
any
see.
ad? Yeah. Is he running any ads with
Well,
the
that's what I think you would
with
probably
the app? Is he
recommend,
running any ads at all?
right, Lawrence? You probably recommend
Right. You're
if
right. I would recommend. Yeah, I would recommend. Yeah, because when you typed in the name, it don't look like it's a lot of competition there. And I
mm,
would I would start running ads. How's his monetization set up? Because
let's
that's
take a
another
peek.
thing.
So when I search for private
Okay.
photo vault is the number one keyword suggested. So I like that, right? So I think and then I guess it does say locker app.
Hmm.
So he doesn't really show up, but here's a lot of ads. I feel like Google's really pushing the ad side of things too, because if I search for brands now,
Hmm.
like Calm, check this out, Lawrence. Let's see if they change it. Look at that. So we actually, for our bigger clients who have a
Hmm.
pretty strong brand, we actually saw a decrease in the downloads from their brand because Google made the ads
Hmm.
so front and center, right? So this is another way probably
Hmm.
why, ads would be beneficial, because for you, Amon, if I'm searching for Keepsake, for example, that has a pretty decent brand, if you can start showing up here, you're going to start stealing some of that traffic that Keepsake has too. So that's another way to think about ads. I think as Google has made the shift from the search results, ads are being more prominent on the search results. Like my eye immediately goes to here versus here. And so we're seeing that play out. And I don't know if Google is
Hmm.
going to change the UI, but right now we're seeing that people are now clicking on these versus the number one search result.
Right.
And then there's no real reason to be number two for this keyword, because look at how far down it is. So, all right, let's take a look at the app. I have the app. So think about, like Lauren said,
Right.
Google Ads. Rewind this. Listen to part one about the Google Ads and the ASO. I like how you have this here, the video. So he's using a video on his Google playlisting. This video, I like how this is sort of
Hmm.
optimize for this. The thing that I would add is, looks like you don't have any tags. So I'm using vidIQ. You need tags here. And what I would add in this YouTube tags is all your competitors and your keywords again. So private photo vault. And then here, call this private photo vault, not this best app lock, is that's the keyword that you're trying to rank for. If that is the keyword you're trying to rank for, have the title, have the private photo vault, and then make sure your tags are well done too. And then look, it's saying the characters are too long. So you want to be around 20 to 60 characters for YouTube. So you want to optimize YouTube. It should help your organic listing to your ASO on Google Play. All right, let's get into the app.
Yeah.
See if anybody had a joke against me. Not that I can see. Okay. App block,
Mhm.
protect your privacy. What do you think about this skip? I actually don't like this skip. Just let me go through it. I almost want you to force people to go through it. High data, app manager. This is fine. Get started. Set a code. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oh wow, they asked for a review right on. What do you think about this? So AppLock asked for reviews. Doesn't seem like it's hurting him because Amon has 5.0
Yeah,
reviews
right.
on his app. So he asked
Hmm.
for reviews right on prompt. So I'm gonna give it to him. Great job, Amon. All right,
Right. Yeah, that's a good job. Yeah.
I'll grant. Okay, sure. For now. Uh, okay. Oh, do I have to go into each one? Oh, not allowed. Allowed. Okay. So from a monetization standpoint, it doesn't seem
Yeah.
like there's anything happening, Lawrence. What would you suggest? Maybe an app open
Right.
ad?
Yeah, app open ad. Yeah, you're gonna have to get some monetization at the top. And you know how we did the long page form, you did one for me on an app.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he should move to that long page form like you did for me instead of just going through it like that. So that way the user
Yeah,
can
look,
scroll all the way down and read the information instead of just going, from screen to screen.
I know, like I hit battery optimize, and this is a great opportunity to either show me an ad before or show me, look, it's done. Like, this is a great part for interstitial or like,
Hmm.
great, like let me say done.
Right.
And then one of the things that I've seen done too is like, hey, if you want to optimize or you want to do this, like maybe watch an ad, right? Like watch an ad real quick. Like I already
Right.
hit optimize, so it might be a great way
Right.
to monetize that way too. Let me go into this real quick. Oh, it's locked.
Right. Also put
Yeah,
a banner
there's
there. I don't see any banners. You
yeah.
you should have right. You should at least put a add my banner at the. I would put one probably at the top, or a little either at the top or somewhere at the bottom, because I don't see where it would get in the way of the user. So yeah, you do need to put a banner in there. And
Yeah,
like he
I
said,
agree.
does he have an area where they can buy and remove the ads?
No, it doesn't look like it. I can't find it. Oops. Let me go back to the app.
Yeah,
Settings, maybe here. Yeah, no.
I
See,
don't
like
see
even for
anything. Yeah,
I don't think I have a fingerprint.
yeah,
Use my
before
touch. Oh, it's on the backside for Android. Yeah, there's
yeah,
nothing. That's crazy. I'll close out.
right. Yeah, he needs to do some. He needs to put some ads in there at least, because that's on Google Play. Start off with ad open ads, and like you said, once they start cleaning, like if they use the file transfer or anything in there,
Yeah,
interstitial could show after that's done, or yeah, or there can be like a in that they call inline banner right under the whatever task is performing. The banner can show exactly at the same time, and that won't interfere with the user. So
yeah, yeah. I'm on. I think about monetization early on because this is looks like a pretty decent app. What do you think, Lawrence? I think it's a pretty decent app. Like I think there's a lot that you can do
yeah,
from a monetization standpoint to get it going.
yeah, I do. I think it's a decent app too. So yeah, he can
Yeah,
start with the yeah. It's pluses. You will make more on this if you just you focus on ads, but you want a section also to remove because some Android users do want to remove the ads, so you'll just have that there. But I can guarantee you on this type of app, you'll make way more on ads if you just place
yeah,
them
agreed.
correctly inside the app.
Then you can even see how other apps are monetizing. Let's take a quick look at this. Let's see. Android, do they have they used to have in-app purchases details, didn't they? Okay, I guess they don't anymore.
They
But
did, yeah.
trying to find. Oh yeah. So these guys are obviously, I think these are probably subscriptions, I'm gonna guess, for this type of app. But I don't actually see a long description about
Mhm.
that. They can't get away with it, right? Because I don't see about this app here, which is weird.
No, I don't see it
I don't
either.
know. Maybe
Yeah,
it's because
I don't
it's
see it either.
installed on my phone. But okay,
Mm.
I'll take a look. Cool. I think it's a great app. I think focus on, just to recap real quick,
Yeah.
focus on Google Ads, follow Lawrence's advice, do the ads on the monetization standpoint. Think about subscription. I think it will work for you. And then, move the AS from the ASO standpoint, move these keywords, private photo vault to the left, and then maybe even lose app lock. But here, I know you have other apps and you call the developer name selfie beauty photo editor, blah, 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 blah. And I know that works. And then maybe if this is the big app of yours, it looks like it is 10 million downloads. That's probably why they still have it. But okay, that works. So like that's one of the, call your developer ID username, developer name on Google Play. Your this app of theirs has 10 million downloads right here. Selfie beauty photo editor. That's their developer name. So good work there, Aman. I think he's just trying to grow his other apps. All right, we got some questions too, Lawrence, that I want to get through before we hit the next app. Hey, if you guys got a dad joke, put it in the comments and just play against me. All right. All right, let's go back all the way to the top. What's up, Kevin? Good to see you. Miguel, good to see you here as well. Joe asked Steve, do you have any success stories of iOS apps branching into Apple Watch, considering an Apple Watch app for one of my apps, but not sure how monetization works with it? I haven't really seen Apple Watch being a huge part of, like, the main piece of any app portfolio. It seems like a complementary piece, like an extension. It helps you get like some features, but I haven't seen it be like the main piece of the pie. What about you, Lawrence? How would you answer this?
I have I haven't either, and I'm big on iWatch. I use it all the time. So, I'm an Apple person and I haven't, I look at because I'm always looking at ways to an app to make and to see if I can do this app or, and I haven't seen any either. It's just like the like you said, it's complementary to the iPhone or whatever. So
All right. Luke asks,
yeah. But
I'm
I've
planning my
I've
first.
I've heard some people making good keyboards. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Lawrence. You're too kind. Just go ahead for it.
Sorry, we
Finish it.
got a delay. On the iWatch, I've seen people that made like keyboards, like they'll make a better keyboard for for the watch, so you can do text messaging and stuff like that. But I've seen people that, excel with keyboards and stuff for the Apple Watch. But yeah, but go ahead. We'll take this next one.
Luke says, hey, Steve, I'm planning my first launch. Congrats, Luke. It's an iPad app primarily. Is there anything different you do for launching an iPad app to an iPhone app? I'll, I'll follow your lead, Lawrence. What do you think?
Hmm. If on an iPad app, iPhones have, you can make calls, receive calls. I just think that if you do an iPad app, um, just know exactly the iPad users, what they want on their iPad. Just know exactly, what the users are using. You just have to do research on that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I find
Luke,
that there's more traffic on the iPhone than the iPad.
that's what I was just
Go
going to say,
ahead.
what Lauren said. There's more traffic on iPhone than iPad. So the advantage is ASO might be a little less competitive for you. So ding, right? Like, oh, where's my little thing? But so that's a
Hmm.
plus for you. The negatives are going to be the volume of downloads you can get, especially through if you're trying to run ads like Apple search ads. There's just not enough volume. So we try to run Apple search ads for a client of ours that was on just iPad only, and it did not work. And so that's the things that I would
Hmm.
say from that end is ASO probably a good advantage for you. Like, get aggressive and go after those competitive keywords, but I think your market size becomes very limited. So you're gonna have to find out very creative ways of trying to reach these iPad users. All right.
Right.
And then
Yeah, I've
half-life
even tried
divided.
to just, I've had apps. Oh yeah, I was just trying to tell them that I've had apps where I just wanted to use iPhone only, and even Apple wouldn't let me. They wouldn't even, So
That's funny.
yeah.
For iOS, I've been using Apple Search App Store ads mainly. Does anything even come close to CPI? How would you rank other ad sources? That's a great question, Lawrence. I think you got more experience with this.
I can tell you that Apple search ads are better if than Facebook and Google Ads when it comes to the iPhone apps or whatever, anything on iOS. Search ads is going to be way better than any other platform, any other advertising platform.
Yeah.
So
I would say think about TikTok. So I love Apple search ads because from a down funnel metric, everything works like
TikTok, yeah.
per, yeah, like the cost per subscriber is lower when it comes to Apple search ads than any other ad platform. But I
Hmm.
would say like TikTok, Apple search ads, Lawrence said Google ads too. And then I rank them with YouTube ads. So think about using video on Google ads. That video will be put onto YouTube. If you just try to run a
Hmm.
YouTube ad, it gets pretty expensive. But if you're trying to get on YouTube for an app, think about using a video asset, and the video asset being vertical video versus a horizontal. To run these video ads on Google ads, you're going to have to use these videos have to be on YouTube as well. But we've seen the vertical ad format do pretty well
Hmm.
for some of our clients. So I would think about that. All right. Let's see. Let's get through some of these questions. Ram says, what is a good in-app conversion or LTV an app needs to have before you consider ads?
What's a good app conversion? Mm, that's I don't know. I really a good in-app conversion. No, I would I would just start off with actually I would after my app is made and I've had, a few, I would just start off with ads, just go right into it because you don't really know anything yet. If you got a new app or anything or app that's, you just have to get out there and get data, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think that's part of the equation,
So,
Ram. If you don't have any downloads, you're going to have to run some ads. So you just have to spend money to get that downloads. But
mhm,
the good in-app
correct.
conversion rate, go look at Adaptee's report, but I will share some of it. We did a YouTube live stream and I would recommend you go download this, but it talks
Mhm,
about the average conversion rate. And what we've seen is similar for across our clients. So you want to be installed a trial conversion around that
mhm,
5% mark. So these are just benchmarks, but we've seen 5% being like the benchmark, anywhere from 5 to 10%. And we've even seen as high as 20% to install the trial. But these are good benchmarks to aim for. And then LTV wise, like just go as high as possible. But what the eye opener for me with this Adaptee report was that weekly LTV of users, especially in the US, are pretty high, much higher than the 1 year.
mhm,
And then 3 month and 6 months are pretty high too. So when you're considering LTV, take into equation not like how much to charge, well, that's important, but also like what type of subscription is it? Is it a weekly one? Is it a yearly one? Is it, a 3 to 6 month one?
mhm.
And Lawrence, you and I, we should talk about a possible weekly one too for for your apps. But yeah,
Okay.
that we've seen weekly sometimes because I've had clients tell me that like the weekly LTV is a lot higher. And I'm like, really? And I didn't believe them. So I still try to get them into the yearly. And then after this report, I was like, okay, I believe you guys. My
Mhm.
bad. I was wrong. All right. Let's get into
Okay.
the
Yeah,
last
we'll
app.
test
And
it
I know
again.
there's
I
some
did week.
questions. Yeah, go ahead for it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lawrence. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said we'll test that because I did weekly back a while ago, so it may have changed. I did a weekly 2 years ago, and it wasn't. It just had a lot of
No?
chargebacks. It's just like I wasn't retaining the users like I would with a yearly. You see that one-time charge, but the weekly is every
Yep.
week, and then I guess some users are like, well, I don't really use this every week, so I'm just gonna, So I would have. I think it just depends on what type of app it is and what it's doing and stuff like that too. So that has to factor in that also.
Like it. Okay. All right, let's get into the last app and then we'll let Lawrence go. I got to run too. Terry asks, hey, help me increase monetization and ranking. So here's his app. It's object removal. And then when I think he's talking about ranking, I'm going to assume sometimes people talk about this, the 47, number 47 in photo and video. That's pretty darn
Okay.
good, right? And what I would say is when I'm looking at
It
this, we
is,
did this
yeah.
for one of our
It's very good.
clients. When we did this for one of our clients, they were thinking about switching categories. And so what we did was we kind of broke down
Mhm.
like what is the top 20 apps under any given category, like the one that we're thinking about switching to, and seeing what the downloads according to Sensor Tower were and what the revenues were, and then kind of saying, all right, how do we stack up in that category? So when you're thinking about changing categories, my hunch is, and I'll have data to report to you guys, is let's say you move categories to like reference or whatever it is, travel, for example, because this is more of a object background remover type of thing. Like, will you be number top 10 under travel given the now downloads and revenues you're already generating? And will that impact your downloads because people see top 10 and they're more likely to download? I think 47 is pretty legit, but like, will just a higher ranking in a smaller category help increase those downloads? So that's something that you might want to tweak around with. That's something that we're actually considering because we haven't seen moving categories. Like if you're from 200s or not even ranked, moving categories probably not going to affect anything. But if it does affect it, it might be like being able to get into the top 20, the top 10 for a smaller category. Would that impact your downloads? So that's something we're considering doing. Okay.
Cool.
Anything you want to add, Lawrence?
Yeah, I think he should also read your reviews and try to get your rating up a little bit. That can
Yeah.
help because I see he's at okay, those are 4.3. Okay. Well, I guess that was in a different country.
Well, that's in Mexico.
But yeah, try to focus on that's in okay. Yeah, but try to see where what the users are saying so you can kind of increase your rating a little bit. You need to be like over 4.2.
Yeah. I like this object removal, object removal. So they're more about object removal versus like background removal, which we've seen background removal work too. But that's pretty cool. I like this.
Hmm.
I think it's is a wasted screenshot. Frankly, I like this before and after better. And one thing that I'm starting to recommend too is the main keyword that you're trying to target for your ASO, use that big and bold in your first screenshot. The one time that we've been able to help our clients with A/B testing screenshots is by using this main keyword that they rank number one for. We had it big, bold, enter in that first screenshot and then we actually improved the downloads based off this A/B test. And so that's what I've been recommending. Have some social proof in there, but it doesn't need to actually be a screen of the app. Just big and bold, object remover, or remove objects from your photos, and then just have before and after as a second screen. Like boom, done, done, done. Because people are searching for this, then they see the words that they're searching for. They're like, boom, that's more relevant to what I'm looking for, and then they're more likely to download. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
agree.
Anything else you want to add, Lawrence, on the App Store page before we get into the app?
No, that's you may want to kind of like you did for me, change the screenshots a little bit, get some better looking
Mm,
screenshots because that really helped when you made those screenshots for me about a year or two ago. I mean, I've seen, the revenue went way up. I mean, it's kind of like tripled a little bit. It's still doing that same amount every once in a while, but you're right. Screenshots will, make your app stand out. And also change your I think you should do another um app icon, change that up a little bit. So
mm. Yeah, I don't think it's zoomed in. It looks just a little pixelated. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It could
It
be
could be just
sharper.
the live recording though. Yeah.
No, it's that thing. Here's con right now. Get into it. Object removal. Let's get into monetization. All right, remove people. Oh, I like the graphic. I love that.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Amazing filters. I love that you can love this. All good. Get removal unlimited. Try 7 days. Then free trial. Yeah, so this is what Lawrence was talking about, the longer pricing page, the longer paywall here. Really consider it.
Mhm.
The photo video category, it feels like weekly does better. And so think about that with a 3-day trial. And just given that, weekly year lifetime value is pretty good, I would try to have weekly and yearly offers and just test that. But that's what I would do. All right, let's see what happens. It's kind of expensive too. Okay. I like that. Yeah, I can shake it, Lawrence. And then
Mhm.
it comes up
That's nice.
processing. Yeah. But I can't use the app unless I do that. So there's the X. I finally found the X. So I'm gonna. So here we've seen other people where after the paywall, Lawrence, they ask for a rating, and it seems
Mhm.
it's done pretty well for some of them. So that's pretty interesting. Okay, free trial, unlimited access. I like it. Oh, here's the weekly. So yeah, A/B test this. Try to see if a weekly offer. Maybe they've already done that with Terry, but try to see if this type of pricing works better on the onboarding. So he is going long, but it's only here in the thing in the actual when I get into the app. And I like the deal expires in 3 minutes. No, 3 hours. Sorry. I like that. Okay. So let's try one of these, shall we? Let's do another app. Let's try to remove object. Let's try to remove Keanu. It's not bad. I don't know if they're getting what's really behind this, but maybe it's a bad picture because it's not at the beach.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't mind this aggressiveness.
Okay.
Text, filter. This looks good. This looks good. Okay. I always like to do second open. Let's see. Oh, they got ads now. It's cool. Okay, second open. They open up with that. I've been thinking about this, Lawrence. Like second open, potentially giving people a bigger deal on the second open
Mhm.
because my idea was like 25% of your first opens do not come back the second time. I mean, only 25% come back the second time. So
Mhm.
it's like they're already filtering themselves, saying like, "I like your app," and so you're like, "Hey, you came back the second time. You probably like me." So giving them an offer to potentially buy. So that's what I've been thinking about too.
Yeah. Good idea.
You want to add anything else to the app, Lawrence?
Oh no, I think it's good. If you know your users are if you I would say I would also put like ads in this too. Like, but you have to know your users. So if the say for the instance the users don't want to use the free trial or they don't want to sign up and they can hit the exit. It's the minute they exit out the page, you can display an ad to them and let them use some of the app, some basic features, that you can run an ad on for non-paying people. That's another way that you can have some, you want to have more than, to me, in order to stay in business, I like to have more than one revenue stream in the app, whether it be ads, in-app subscriptions, for so everybody can have access, but
I like it.
if you want to make the major stuff, and you can put the paywall around the major things. So
Yeah, love it.
that's just my opinion.
All right, Ricardo had a dad joke for us. I tried to get a smart car the other day, but they sold out too fast. Why? I guess I'm just a bit slow. Sorry, Ricardo. Good job.
Mhm.
I like that one. Okay. Hey, Lawrence, this is a great question that Maroon asks. What's easier, scaling 10 to 20 apps to 6 figures each using ads, or focusing just on one app and getting it to 7 figures using ads?
Um, this is my own opinion. I did about over the years, probably about 30 to 40 apps, right? And only about four of them was highly profitable. So it's kind of like you need to try out different things, and then once you find your niche, whatever apps is going to work the best, dump all the rest of them and just work on that one. So, or work on that one.
Yeah.
So I've had a guy with one app, just one radio app, making 100,000 a month. So, and
Wow.
that's the only app he ever made. But other people,
Yeah.
you got to keep making apps in order to find what's going to work best for you. So,
Yeah. I love it too. I think focus. I mean, you might be able to get 1 to 5 apps into the seven
mhm,
figure, mark
right.
where we work with certain clients that are able to achieve multiple apps in the 6 figures a month type of
Hmm.
basis, but it's all about focus. Like Lauren said, you can only grow it if you focus in on something. And then once that hits a certain level, then you can move on to other things too. But yeah, I love that answer.
Right. Right.
Okay. And Nims asked, does anyone have experience with Facebook ads? Do we want to publish the app live before we can implement the ads? I do believe that the app needs to be live before you can start implementing the ads because Facebook needs
Right.
to be able to find it. But yeah, like
Exactly.
you can start A/B testing, like some
Hmm.
of the creatives, and then having them take into a landing page, that targeting and just seeing what the click through rate is. One of my past guests, they were able to A/B test icons, being like, all right, which one's getting more higher click-through rates? And that way they apply that icon into the app launch. So there's the things that you can do, but you can't take them directly to the app store. But what would you say, Lawrence?
Yeah, I would say that also. Where everything you said is right. You have to. It has to be published first, right? So, and
Cool.
once you start off with Facebook ads, it's $5 a day to $5 to $10 a day, and just try to test out and make sure you know your creatives. Like, go over Facebook, and they have like a little section where they'll tell you which creatives will give you more clicks than others. So you need to, pay attention to that too, because creatives in the demographics on Facebook is very important. The
Yeah.
whatever ad you're running, and try to have something. One thing about I've noticed on Facebook, if you have like a funny type of ads will get more clicks than just some boring. Just try to think of something that's funny and creative, and put this within their, guidelines, and try to advertise that, because I promise you you'll get more you'll get more for your if people see the ad and they think it's funny or something intriguing about it, they'll share it. And that's giving you free advertisement when they share your own ads. So
I love that idea. Nims asked, do you have any experience with Facebook ads or app loving? Many people claim that AdMob limits ads. What do you recommend instead of AdMob?
um you know, I love AdMob and Google, so I'm not gonna lie about that. I think you should. If you work hard with Google and if you go hard with them, they will help you. They want to see you succeed. So I haven't talked to many Apple reps because probably I don't have enough downloads over there. But I can tell you, if you go hard with AdMob and Google Play, and they see that you're moving up, they will contact you. They will push you. They will get behind you. So, but yeah, my opinion, you should focus with app on AdMob.
Love it. All right, guys, if you want to work with Lawrence and his team for your app, he's got a lot of data. He's not just making apps. You make apps for other people, right, Lawrence? Is this what?
Yeah, we make apps for other people. Yeah, we do. Yeah,
Okay.
we sure
I
do.
just want to make sure I'm promoting you
Yeah.
properly too, because I only know you as an app developer. I'm like,
Mhm.
I didn't even know you had this type of studio. But if you want to work with Lawrence and have your app optimized, built from the ground up, from somebody who understands, who's been doing this for 10 plus years, go check out DH Studio. That's the letter D for dog, H for Harry, studio.net, dhstudio.net. The link is in the YouTube description as well. So it is dhstudio.net. Lawrence, if the audience wants to connect
Mhm.
with you in any other way, do you want to send them anywhere else?
Oh no, just contact me there. So and we will respond.
It's a great looking website, man. dhstudio.net. net. Look, he's been in the game,
Thank you.
worked with a lot of great clients, and he just knows his stuff, right? It's not just somebody who is just, not that this is bad, but who is just making apps, but he has apps of his own. So he understands what works and he can help you along the product journey. All right, guys. That's it. Well, Lawrence LinkedIn is also linked up into the YouTube description. Hopefully you don't mind, Lawrence, but you can connect with him that way as well. And then next week, we're going to talk about, like Lawrence said, hey, funny videos, creatives, how to really make ads work for you. He talked a little bit about it. We're going to break down the types of ad creatives, the banners, the funny stuff. There's a one that we've started noticing where it was just a note image. So for non-games, you're going to want to have to pay attention. We're going to do that live next Friday, breaking down all the popular ad creatives that are working across all categories of apps, because Social Peta has a ton of data and they're going to break it down for us next Friday. Lawrence, thank you so much for coming on and doing this, man.
Well, thank you for having me. I enjoyed it. So enjoyed it.
Yeah. Congrats on all your success, man. It's good to see. It's great working with you. And then it's great to see your growth along the years. And we both been doing this for a long time. So congrats, brother.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Congrats on your success also. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
And
I
I
appreciate
want to
you.
say this: if you should hire Steve on on AOS. He does real well with the ASO. I love his team, so just giving you a
Thanks, man.
shout out and recommending you.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. Joe says, great stream today. Thanks for the motivation, Lawrence. Yeah, really good stuff. I love hearing from indies and other guys too. All right, guys. I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.